Hey, what is up everybody? My name is Chad, and this week, it was first day of rugby practice yesterday. I'm beat to hell. I'm tired, so I don't have the energy to do like a full legit video for you guys, but I still wanted to make something, and I haven't done something language learning in a while. Like, it's the beginning of the year, so we had my New Year's resolutions, we had the State of the Union, which I have to do every year. So I wanted to do something that was more normal, more like my normal type of stuff. So that's what this week's gonna be. For you guys this week, I have 2 tips. Now these aren't how to freaking be fluent tomorrow type tips. You guys have watched all my videos, you've watched a million other videos, you guys know how to study, you know it works for you. These are just tips that I use as sort of like framework things to help encourage learning, and even though they're not 100% crucial, they are still things that I have used that has helped me. And if you guys want to be on this level, the sweet background level, then maybe these might be tips you guys would enjoy as well. Tip number 1, put this into your head, FSB. It's an acronym. It stands for Form, Speed, Beauty. Now this can be applied to anything that you guys do. I remember hearing it first doing martial arts as a kid, but I've heard it used in art. I've heard it used in language learning. This is gonna talk to you guys about how you approach language learning. So you guys have your method, you guys have your flashcards, you're not new to this game, you guys have the books and all that stuff. So that's not what this is about. This is in practical use of using the language with other people. So I'm sure like many of you guys, I was new to language learning and I was scared to start talking to a Japanese person. Like right when you first start, you learn like 100 words, you got a handful of grammar and you're like, what do I do? I don't want to screw this up. Well, here's the 3 things that you do. First one is form. Make sure what you're saying is correct. So if you want to say to go, you're saying iku instead of ika. So just make sure you're saying things right. You're using the grammar right. Don't worry about going fast. Don't worry about sounding native. Don't worry about your accent. Make sure you're just getting, you know, the a, I, u, e, o, kaki, kukeko, gaki, gugego, mami, mume, mo, papi, pupepo, whatever it is, right? Make sure you are getting it, the form and the grammar right so you can be understood. Even if it takes an hour for you to say that sentence, if it's correct, you'll be understood. All right, are you being understood now? You're able to have a bit of dialogue without, even if it's taking you a while to text back or to talk back, you have that pause. Now we're gonna kill that pause. We're going to speed. You guys see when you're talking to someone for the first time in these languages, what happens is they speak something to you. It goes into your head, you listen to it, you comprehend it and attach it to the English that you know. So here's the Japanese word and the English word, and you're making all these connections. Millions of neurons are going off, science. When you finally figure it out, you go, okay, well here's my response in English, so you now have to connect it to Japanese that you know, and then you say it. And this leads to the dreaded beginner pause. So someone talks to you, and your eyes go up because you're processing, you're probably nodding your head like I'm doing, and you speak, and it's a couple seconds, and it's really frustrating to do, but what happens is as long as your form is correct, whenever you connect those neurons, they'll understand as long as it's spoken. Now you start working on lowering that pause gap from understanding to out of your head, because it goes listen, comprehend, form, speak. It's lowering the beginner pause to almost where it's instant. That's where you start to feel cool, is where it's boom. So your form's good, your speed is now up to par after many, many months, possibly years of learning. What do you do now? Well, now you worry about beauty. Now you throw in the things that make the language more fluid, because right now you're very rigid and structured, but you're quick at saying it. So now you need the things that kind of make your words sound more native. Now is really when I would work on accent work, throwing in proverbs, idioms, mannerisms, you know, learning the different ways that people talk and how they talk and their different dialects, and the way that you will learn stuff they won't technically learn in a book, like slang. This is when you do that, and what this does is beautifies the way that you speak and the way that you type, and it feels less like a computer typed it. Because yeah, even if a computer types it, you understand it. It doesn't feel human, it doesn't feel real. It almost feels like you're reciting stuff you learned in a textbook. So that's this phase. And I've used this process since the very beginning, and it has done me very well to go from doko e iku no to doko iku no to doko iku no, and learning how they talk and where the vowels sound in their mouths. Like, it's a great technique, and it's not one that's gonna, you know, blow the minds of everybody and wow, I've never knew how to study a language till I watched your video, Chad. Thank you so much. That's not what you're gonna get, but it's just one little thing that I can give you guys that has helped me tremendously, and apply it to language learning, apply it to your job, apply it to whatever you guys are doing, because it really can help. Tip number 2, benchmarks. You need them, they're important, get some, and probably get several, many of them. What do I mean by benchmark? Wherever you guys start in Japanese, or whatever you start, whatever you're learning, right? Find stuff that you want to understand, that you want to comprehend, but you can't. From day 1, and even if it's not day 1 for you and you haven't done this, start now. Go with, okay, I want to be able to listen to this song. I want to read this book or this manga. I want to watch this anime or this movie. I want to be able to read, a newspaper and have like a specific newspaper with you. Now, what you aren't doing with these songs and what you can never do with these songs, if it's going to be a true benchmark, you can't go through the song systematically looking at the lyrics and like pull out the words, put them into your, whatever your, flashcard system is or whatever, and then do it. Literally leave it alone. Don't ever learn the stuff in there besides what you do on your normal regimen. What this is supposed to be is you reflecting and looking back from day one to year whatever it is. You see, we're humans. We have a limited perspective. Like if I hold my arms out, I can only start seeing it right there. That's like it. But all this behind me is blind, right? So what happens is if you guys are going on the journey to Fluency City and you are climbing the mountain of knowledge and language learning, it's a big mountain. I won't lie to you guys. It takes a long time and it's hard, but you can do it. It's possible and it's so rewarding to be at the top. Here's the problem. As you're climbing, if you're not looking back, you're gonna forget about just how much progress you make every day, every week, every month, and you're gonna start to feel like you're stagnating, like you're not doing enough or not making enough progress. And what the truth is when you first learn, you learn one word, and then you'll learn a second word, and you've just increased 100%, and you feel so good. Then you'll learn 10 words, and then 100 words, and it just gets so big that right now I know of like over 6,000 words and 1,100 kanjis. In order for me to get that double now, it takes just an exponential increase of time. So it's so important that you don't see yourself hitting these goals of like, 1,000 kanji, 2,000 kanji, hitting these benchmark words or doubling or tripling or whatever, but simply looking back and realizing how far you've come. And the last thing that you guys want to do is invest all these hours, all these days and weeks into studying something and get frustrated and stop. It almost feels like you wasted your life. And I don't want you guys to feel that. So my suggestion, find songs, find music, find books, find media, whatever it is, whatever thing you want to understand, even if it's with people, set your benchmark. Actually, why don't I tell you guys some of mine? I know for songs, I have the Dango song from Clanad, Hello How Are You by Hatsune Miku, and either Yes I Am or Dreamer from One OK Rock. It doesn't really matter to me. Those are the first couple songs I really listened to and liked in Japanese when I was just a baby and an infant in the world of language learning. And even to this day, I go back periodically, like once-ish a month, just to listen to them and to try and see how far I've come. Hey, did I pick up a new word in this last month I didn't know? For media, Hotorubi no Morie, the movie and the manga, I'm almost at 100% with the manga, which is awesome. And then I'm like 70-ish% with the anime movie. I also have 2 different newspapers I want to read. I actually brought them home from Japan with me. One's a bit easier, one's really difficult. It's like a business journal. And so those are my benchmarks too. So I go through and read those at least once a month just to see if I can start comprehending. Man, I have so many tips for this, but I gotta stop it somewhere, otherwise I'm just gonna keep rambling on. What are your guys' benchmarks? Do you guys have benchmarks? Do you have things that you want to understand and have it as like a goal but haven't yet gotten to that point? Please comment down below. I wanna read it. I wanna know what's happening. And if you guys like this video, be sure to like it down below. It helps me with this new crazy YouTube algorithm. If you guys like this video, check out the expanse of all my videos, all my live streams. If it's stuff you guys like, consider subscribing. I put out 2 videos every week. That's about it for this week. I will see you guys on Saturday with a new live stream. Be kind to one another and set some goals.